Bet horse racing on DRFTV. We'll match your first deposit of $200. Get free expert picks and past performances, plus weekly cash back. All from Daily Racing Form, the most trusted name in horse racing. Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Bureau. Race number 3 at Belmont at the Big A on Sunday could be Nest's stepping stone to the Breeders' Cup Distaff, the best 3-year-old dirt filly in the country. Odds-on favorite in the Grade 2 Beldame, going a 2-turn mile and an eighth. $250,000 is the purse. Let's take a look at this field. Nest 1 to 5 on our colleague David Aragona's morning line. No arguments here.
Yeah, hard to argue with that line when you see the field that she's running against. I mean, it's a 3-year-old filly, stepping up into a race that's open to older horses for the first time, Dan, but she's just not meeting anything here.
Short field, however, maybe a horse can get to the front and back down the fractions. That's likely to be the 5 Travel Column, as we see from our Time Form US Pace Projector. Travel Column has made 2 starts off a very long layoff, might be racing herself back into her best shape. The last time she ran 2 turns was in the Kentucky Oaks. She showed some speed and tired that day. I expect her to get to the front, and she has shown some ability in the past.
Yeah, I mean, they're just supposed to go to the lead with her in here. The problem for her is it just doesn't feel like she's going to be able to steal this thing because Nest is not a filly to be compromised by pace.
Nest has had a super spring and into the summer, second in the Kentucky Oaks, second in the Belmont Stakes behind her now retired stablemate Mo Donegal. That race, of course, against the boys. And then she was great at Saratoga. She won the Coaching Club by a country mile. And then she bashed Kentucky Oaks winner Secret Oath again, this time in the Alabama. I don't even think Arad Ortiz needed to float everybody out turning into the stretch. Nest was that good.
Yeah, it didn't have to really do anything in this race. She was just too much for these horses. Just another top level performance from this filly. She's been good right from the start. She's even better now as a 3-year-old, and she's just way better than these horses, Dan. It's hard to see her getting beat unless something goes wrong.
It will be her first race against older horses. Fair or not, she will get 3 pounds from the rest of the field. The 2 is First to Act, unbeaten from 5 lifetime starts. She ran just fine last time out in her first race against Stakes Company, the Summer Colony. He's kind of been very patient with her. First to Act ran pretty well in this race because she was up close to the pace throughout. She's in with a big chance turning into the stretch, and she fights hard to run second. Now it's a big step up in class, but she has upside as well.
She does have upside. That's a very good point. She comes off of a career best performance the first time that they got her out around 2 turns, Dan. So these are all positives for this horse. I mean, she didn't have a huge excuse here, but she still ran fine. It was a step in the right direction. She has to improve again.
The 3 is Hybrid Eclipse going out for Brittany Russell. Manny Franco takes the mount. Stakes winner at Laurel going a 1-turn mile. 2 starts back over fellow Beldame entrant The Grass is Blue. I'm not going to hold the Timonian race against her. 3-turn mile and a 16th rail bias track. Got caught up in a pace battle. Still, she has to run her very, very best and maybe need something else to happen in order to upset this group.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like she can win here. Maybe you want to try to get her in underneath. If nothing else, these connections should just, keep their eyes open for some of those stakes races they run here during the winter because she fits in those.
Graham Motion had the number 4, The Grass is Blue, entered at Parks and at Laurel in stakes races last week. When I talked to him, he mentioned the Beldame. And at first I was very surprised. And then it makes perfect sense because Graham knows a lot more than I do. And it's a short field and an opportunity to get a very valuable graded stakes placing for a big pot.
That's true, and she's already a stakes winner around this distance on this track. Only got a 72 buyer winning that race last January, but still, that she can handle the distance. It's just such a huge step up in class for this horse. It will be a big price.
And perhaps she'll be rounding back into her best form. This is her 4th start off of a lengthy layoff, and getting back around 2 turns should help, as Mike mentioned. Travel Column could be the pace of this race. She was a very good 2-year-old. She won the Golden Rod at 2. She was a good early 3-year-old. She won the Fairgrounds Oaks and was bet hard in the Kentucky Oaks. Then the wheels started to come off a little bit. They gave her a break. She's now with Belmont. Her last race, she was just cooked on the lead in the Ballerina. I wonder if that was a little too much too soon and only her 2nd start back.
It might have been. I really liked her return from that long layoff, though, at Churchill. It was only an allowance race. She was really impressive winning that day, though. And as you've already pointed out, she had a lot of potential early on. Already 2 graded stakes wins around 2 turns in her career. So I have no problem with them wanting to stretch her back out now, but she's got to take a pretty big step forward here.
Top pick time for the Beldame. Mike disappointed, of course, no show wagering in this race. Nest on top. We have the same super.
I mean, it's hard to go any other way in this race, isn't it? I mean, I just don't really know what you're supposed to do.
Nest is way the horse to beat. She wins here. She will go into the Breeders' Cup Distaff as one of the favorites for trainer Todd Pletcher. Nest and Arad Ortiz headline the Beldame, one of 3 graded races at Belmont at the Big A on Sunday. Good luck.